So today we're joined by Rachel Fowler. Did I
Thank
say
you.
that correctly?
Yeah, you have said that perfect.
That's the problem with the internet, Rachel. I read a lot of names, but I never hear them pronounced.
That's all right. That
So
was fine.
Rachel is a small business owner. She has a beautiful, wonderful website that talks about sustainable architecture, interior design, and living. And it's her color palettes and things are so amazing. Y'all need to go check out her website. And where is your website, Rachel?
Where is it on the internet?
Yeah, where can people find it? What's the domain name? I don't want to mess that up.
It's www.rachelfowlerinteriors.co.uk or .com.
Or .com. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in Hamburg, but you're also in the UK, right?
Yeah, I split myself between the UK and Germany, but at the moment, obviously with Brexit, if I leave Germany, I won't get back in until we've got our paperwork sorted out. So we're kind of like, we're in Germany. Yeah, but that's fine. I like it here.
Yeah. I have to go to the immigration office next week. I mean, I've been living in Germany for 30 years, and also British, but as long as they were part of the EU, I'd never had to worry about it. Now I have to go and get my little immigration card,
Yeah.
so that I can stay here.
So in America, we would call that undocumented.
Yeah, I'm sitting here on the internet as an undocumented.
But it's not the Brits in Germany. So before we get everybody hating us on the internet for on either side, let's talk about a little bit about like how you're marketing your small business. Like what was your first step? Oh, well, how about let's start with how long have you been in business?
Well, most people are probably going to think I'm crazy, but I started my business in May last year. I went back to see my family in March. I resigned from my job because I didn't feel like I was getting what I want out of it. I was working as an interior architect and I thought I'll go back to the UK for a little bit, and then COVID came and I was only supposed to be there for like 4 weeks, but then 6 months later I managed to get back out of the UK and back into Germany. So I started up my interior design from my mum and dad's small bedroom on the south coast in the UK. Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
I mean, I started by freelancing and then all of a sudden, whoop, here I am. That's how, I mean, we have many phases of life. How have you told people that you're in business? Like when I say, how are you marketing your business? I basically mean, how are you telling people that you're accepting clients?
Initially, I did my own website with Squarespace. And as much as people say it is user-friendly, my background before doing design, I was a children's intensive care nurse for 15 years. So the IT world, unless it's doing IT products for designing and architecture and interiors, I'm just like, oh my God, it was not most user-friendly. And I got through it on my own. I read a book on PR, so I've done everything myself, and within 2 months I'd written 2 articles for the vegan design and had an article accepted for the stylist in the UK. Then I was told by somebody, oh, you need to go on Instagram, and I'm like, and LinkedIn, and like, oh, social media, this is such a new world for me, and I'm like, do I really have to? And it's just like, yeah, I had to get on there, and I was just like, what do I post? I don't know. So LinkedIn was quite easy because that's linking in with architects and people in that area. But yeah, Facebook and Instagram. Instagram was just like, how does this work? So I spent many days, Saturday afternoons, Googling YouTube on people how to use Instagram. And then thankfully, when I came back to Germany, I was recommended by a friend of Warren, and he's like, buy your book, Bridget. So I bought your book on social media.
That's right, yeah.
So, and then Warren was like, you need this. I'm like, I really not a fan of social media. I still couldn't get my head. So we're now, I reckon since I came back to Germany and I met with Warren, I think that must have been September, October, November, December. That's like 8 months, 7 or 8 months. I've grown my social media on Instagram from 38 to just over 500 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that is once I used to post 6 days a week, and I'm like, I need my life back. I need my weekends. So I now post Monday to Friday. And I found that a lot of people are now obviously into the well-being and sustainable living. And the hardest part is breaking through to some people that are in industry. But my fear is that I'm just, how could you say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I'm just going to kick ass and just keep going and see how things go. I'm on LinkedIn from starting from nothing. I've got 1,200 people, and I'm not even following now. People come to me and I've had questions about products. So Facebook, I don't really do much. I think it's more people, we get more you can do more market research on social media, on the platform Instagram, because you can see what people, when your numbers go up. I know you're not supposed to look at your numbers, but yeah, I've kind of grabbed where my market is and how I can market myself, and that seems to be growing. I'm doing a project in the UK, which I'm managing from Germany. I'm just going through the publishing process of a book on sustainable design. Yep, that's
wow.
Yeah. When I set my business up, I just thought, do you know what? I'm so sick of the rubbish that's on the internet and the work of other designers. I need to be very careful. And I'm like thinking, flip, people can do it, because not everyone can afford an interior designer, and environment's changing. I totally get that. So the book is aimed at anyone who's in design, from an architect to somebody like, I really want to do this, but I can't afford to pay someone to give me the advice. Where can I go to? And what else have I done? Oh, I'm also designing a sustainable wallpaper range at the same time at the moment.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I just decided on Friday that, you know what, tiny house living is going to grow. So I'm also going to put some designs together, and I've contacted a couple of architects, one in here in Germany and one in Norway. So hopefully once I get some work done, hopefully this will expand. But yeah, social media, Warren said I wasn't allowed to say it, but I hated social media when I first started my business. I didn't know how it worked. I was not born up at school with social media. So yeah, so now it's just, yeah, but reading your book and with Warren's help, and I'm not just saying that for PR and marketing for this purpose of this webinar today, but you guys really helped.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
And I got your new book that Warren sent me, because I don't have a Kindle.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And I opened it up on the page that I needed about how to add what the information that Warren needs to set the wallpaper up, selling a product on your website. And I opened that page. So I'm like, okay, that's a bit spooky. So, but yeah.
So did you see that we have a screenshot and case study about your website?
Sorry, say that again.
We have a case study about your website in there.
I only opened to that page.
Oh,
so, yes, yeah, I don't even know. So Warren said to me, do you mind? I'm like, no, that's fine. Yeah, so no. But your book, Bridget, that Warren recommended, and that is so useful. It's just like, it gives you the mindset on like, okay, don't believe all this crap. And
right.
I'm quite a black and white person, I think, from when I was a nurse. And I kind of see through stuff. I mean, like, me and my husband watches something on YouTube, and I'm just like, the person that's saying that stuff is a load of rubbish.
Yeah, me too.
It's the same as everybody else. Oh, this is how you need to look at this. And I'm like, that's crap.
Right.
He's not authentic.
Right. Yeah.
So
I'm a bullshit free kind of a person. Rubbish for you Brits. But it gets me in trouble. Europeans tend to like my straight shooting. Americans do not.
We like you Americans, the shooting there.
Yeah, I know. I just read this article about all the gun violence we have in our language, and now I don't even know what to say anymore. So Warren, what questions do you have?
Whoa, I don't know if I had any questions, but I'm glad that we could get Rachel out today, because we we've always been talking about small businesses for the last couple of months, and you know, when I first started working with Rachel, it was very clear that she knew what she wanted to do, and she had all of these things that she needed to do, and it's really difficult to do them all at once.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But it's worked out. Like I don't know how you succeeded to get all of these followers. This is really impressive, what you do on social media. And
but that's because I don't put any crap on there. I'm just like, people want knowledge on sustainable, that they see the board, and then on Instagram there's just like, okay. And sometimes it's the kind of mood I'm in as well. I'm like, do you know what? I've just seen this load of BS on Instagram. I'm like, and it just infuriates me how other designers are still, and you're just like, come on, dude, people are paying a lot of money,
right?
And what you're giving them is just stop it. Come on.
Yeah, it's honesty. I think this is really good. You know, people can see through that. Yeah.
I will say what I noticed, because I spent so many years, 20 years in construction, that all my construction contacts, my architecture architects, those contacts, they're all on LinkedIn. So that, like, a lot of times Warren and I talk about, and I talk about it ad nauseum, is be where your audience is.
Yeah.
So for me, I mostly deal in tech. Where are those people? They're on Twitter and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But designers and people that are living sustainable lives are on LinkedIn and Instagram.
Yeah.
So I like Instagram because you can be a little more personal and it's easy to consume. What I don't like about it is you can't bring people back to your website.
Yeah.
The link, and even people, I saw even WordCamp Europe did this, where they put a link to a blog post, Warren. You can't copy that link.
You need to have the link in your profile, and that's, then you're always changing this link.
Right,
you can do it, but
that's on one of, but Bridget, that's on one of your training videos that you've got on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
That follows your book. That I did use a couple of chapters. I'm like, is there a quick way? Oh, there's a YouTube on it. I'm going to use this. I'm going to listen to your YouTube, because you do say on your YouTube about, if you think you can do it, you can't do it. So,
well, that's not what it's for, right? Yeah. It's not the purpose of Instagram. Instagram is to create that kind of relationship so that when they do see you on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever, right, they have this warm feeling. Like, oh, that's Rachel.
It's like a big mood board,
Yeah.
Well, okay, but so I have to ask, Rachel,
Go on
because, in 2009, it was all the rage. It still has almost better SEO and search capability than Google. I don't specialize in it because my clients aren't particularly visual, even though many of them think they are. Are you making blah, 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 blah. Are you making mood boards? That was hard for me to say. Mood boards on Pinterest.
Do you know what? Warren has actually said to use Pinterest. I do have my own Pinterest, but that's where I kind of go for my searching to make my mood boards. So I don't put them on Pinterest because Warren keeps nagging me about, make sure you use your Google searches, put stuff in there. So I've been putting every couple of weeks, I'll put new mood boards on my Google so that when people put in stuff in the Google searches, it comes up. So I'm just like,
in Google My Business?
Yeah. I go in there and I put the images in, and then once a month I write an article, and I think it was about mushrooms this month for March. What mushrooms are now being used for in construction and interior design. And I try to give the title of them a bit of a jokey thing, because otherwise if it's too serious, people will be like, oh God. And I've just started a newsletter, which Warren nagged me to do. So
I do a lot of nagging with my clients.
So,
well, we call it coaching, but whatever.
In Europe, we call it nagging.
Well, I had a phone call with Warren on Saturday, and I'm like, Warren, you've given me a lot of homework here to do. And I'm like, oh, I seriously, yeah. So, but I must admit, Warren, you've just when you did my website, I've had so much good feedback from people about my website.
Nice. Nice.
Yes, the design industry is a bit slow at the moment because of COVID, but this is the time when people say, how are you finding it? I'm like, well, I'm so busy. I've got my book. The publisher wants me to write another 2 books and my wallpaper. And then I'm like, I don't have time to, you know, to sit around, and you can sit around and mope about it. But, and Warren's helping me the time, tweaking my website. And then I send him emails. Oh, I can't manage to do this, Warren, can you do it?
3 or 4 times a day. Yes, but this is the relationship that, you know, when you get to the nagging level, it's beyond coaching, you know, so you get this constant.
I think you had a week's reprieve except for one day last week, because I'm just like, oh
yeah, that was such an empty week. It's like, it's no emails. You mentioned the wallpapers, and I wanted to mention that, like, because you've moved up another level, because you had the website which you're using, you know, for your blog posts and things, and now you've got your wallpaper line, and you're going to start selling those on the website. So now we're adding, you know, the WooCommerce plugin.
Yes.
And people can start to buy
Bridget.
wallpaper. Yeah. So I was noticing your walls are kind of bare, Bridget. You could probably use some wallpaper samples.
I just need a bookshelf to put behind me so I look intellectual and I could feature.
Yeah, but look at mine. Mine's just plain. No, what it is a blank canvas, Bridget. It's a blank canvas.
There you go. I like the way you think, Rachel. Yeah. I have a thing over here that was behind me, but then I want to look at those birds and stuff.
Oh,
so
but yeah. But the homework is all from Warren on Saturday, and I've already been told off where I didn't receive this. I'm like, I haven't done that yet. It's so
well, yes, you did ask me, why, Warren, why haven't you done that on my website yet? I said, well, because you haven't sent me what I'm supposed to do on your website.
Oh, well.
That's a really good point. All joking aside, though, for the people who are watching, I love this client coach, relationship, right? Because a lot of times when we outsource things to vendors, we think that that's it, right? But when you're doing interior design, Rachel, you have to ask the same questions. Yeah. Like, what colors do you like? I don't know. Well, let me know. And then, what's your budget? Well, I don't know. Well,
oh God,
when do you figure that out? Maybe we should talk. Do you even like wallpaper? Like, to me, I'm like, oh, I remember taking off wallpaper that wasn't installed properly, and then I had a bad experience, right? So a lot of times people go, I had a bad experience with this one thing, and now I don't like it forever. Like it was your mom's meatloaf and you didn't like it. But the thing is, it's not that, and the one of my friends who used to be a client, and I kind of taught him how to do social media on his own, is living the mobile life, the digital nomad. House on wheels. And they just put up wallpaper in their RV, and it made the biggest difference for them. It feels like home. It doesn't feel like homelessness, which in my brain, because I'm too old for this stuff. I'm like, that's too close to homelessness for me, so I'm out. But the thing is, like, from digital nomad to a fixed tiny house to somebody who just wants that, it's important for their values, right? It's important for their values that the things that they buy have as little to no impact on the environment as possible. But still be beautiful.
Yeah,
right.
But this is the misconception, though. I mean, I get emails. I don't just do cushions and curtains. I've done drawings for planning and stuff, and all the spatial stuff and lighting designs and everything.
Right.
So, but it's just people seem to think that you can't create great designs with sustainable materials. Well, that's so wrong. I mean, I've actually dedicated one section in my book too about infant nurseries, because I had a group in London saying, well, how do we do it sustainably? And if you, like a lot of people, put carpet in an infant's nursery, well, that's fair enough. But your child spends the first year and a half crawling around on the floor. Have you ever stopped to think what's in the carpet? The carpet's stuck to the the backing for the carpet. A lot of carpets use glues, and then if it's not sustainably, the glues all contain formaldehyde, or you've got off-gassing. So I don't know if people say, oh no, sustainable design, that's hippie kind of green person. I'm like, no, I've converted my parents and my husband, and I actually go to the bio shop here in Hamburg now, and you'll laugh, I've got this litre jar full of bio washing stuff, and this German shopping face is just like, that's going to last you a year. I said, well, my husband's from Yorkshire, so he's going to like the fact that he's saving money. And he said, you only need a tiny bit, and otherwise your washing machine will be like foaming. And so I go into the washroom with my litre jar of washing up liquid, put my little bit of a tablespoon in there, and my clothes even feel different.
Yeah.
Than using the capsule or liquid or the soap powder. So I don't think people realise that the environmental air inside, the internal air quality is actually worse off in buildings, even in a city, than it is outside, because of the products we're using. And a lot of architects that I've spoken to have now actually said that until it's actually more regulated by governments, you can suggest you can do it, but then when it goes to the client, going to the contractors, that's when, oh, you know, why don't we use this kind of thing? And you're just like, no, you need to rein it back in, because you're not doing anything for the environment. You know, if you've got asthma and stuff like that, you know, why buy a brand new sofa if you've got a child with asthma? It's better to buy a secondhand sofa, especially in the UK, because we cover everything in fire retardant still. Because the off-gassing will have decreased over the years. So it's just, you know, and yeah, it's just so.
Well, we should definitely have you on, and I'm certainly now I'm like, ooh, I want Rachel to be on the Smart Marketing Show to talk about how to market sustainability.
This sounds like a really good idea.
But I just want to focus as we close, because I know it's been a while, and clearly we need to talk to you more often, and you definitely need to be on video more, Rachel.
But oh God, I hate video. I absolutely hate it. Warren keeps telling me the next step in my social media journey is videos and putting it on YouTube. And I'm like,
this is the first one.
Yeah, well, I'm just like, oh, I don't like
it.
Here's
the thing. You'll get used to it, and people want to like you. You're so smart, right? You're so accessible. And then there'll be that loyalty. So my question about the client vendor relationship is like, when you get all these tasks from Warren nagging you, how do you fit that into your already busy small business schedule?
Do you know what? My day, I generally start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I always finish, if I can, at around 4:30, because I think your brain needs time to switch off. And then if I've got loads and loads going on, I will work the weekend. I'll work a Saturday and a Sunday morning to get through that. But then I'm very good at, because when I used to look after children on ventilated, I used to do my plan of the day, drugs, tubing and everything, and whatever else needed doing. So I'm so used to splitting my day into, okay, I've got a weekly planner, and every day I've got, okay, this is what I need to do. And then if something's not important, then it just gets kicked out, ready for them. But that's not the good today, because I didn't actually do a bit of homework that I needed to get to Warren. So
what do you do when you have no idea what the hell Warren's talking about?
I generally email him. If it's on a Saturday, he's asked me something, and I'm like, I look at it on a Monday, and I'm like, oh man, this would just so much easier for Warren to do this. I know he wants me to do it, so I'll send him an email. I'll be like, I'm lost. I sent him an email today because he wants me to change my Google Ads over. I went in there and I'm like, I can't sort this out. So he has got an email waiting in there, and I just say, can you just email me this? Like, I'm an alien. So it's so basic. So I can just go click, click, click.
Right. Because that's what happens when we have an area of expertise, is we're so used to this being normal. Like, I remember from construction, low VOC paint, low VOC adhesive and things like that. So when you're talking about carpet in a nursery room, I know exactly what you're talking about, but probably very many of the viewers have no idea what that is.
Like
And they
me.
don't even think about it, but they don't have that education. So sometimes it feels a little intimidating.
Overwhelming. Yeah, overwhelming.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
good
just
insight
cringe
on both
when it
sides.
comes to something on my website, and I'm like, oh, do I have to do this? And I do cheat sometimes. I don't know if Warren notices. I'm like, oh, I have tried, but because I'm so busy, I've like probably given it like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm just going to email Warren. He can do it quicker. But like you say, I have got we've got a good client-based relationship here. I did have an IT guy before Warren, and it was awful. So it was just like there was nothing. I wasn't getting anywhere. So, but yeah, but then your books as well, and your Bridget, your YouTube clips are so useful.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah.
Aw.
Excellent. Yeah, you can. Well, I mean, you can do a lot more than you could like when we first met last year. And every day, every time you touch something and understand it, you get more and more. So one day, they'll be like, you need to call me or you need to send me an email out of the blue, maybe once every couple of months, because everything else you'll be doing. And there's things you can do now you couldn't do 6 to 8 months ago. And in 6 to 8 months, you'll be doing things that right now you don't think you can do. And that's really important,
Or
and then
your wallpaper will take off and you'll just be
Yeah.
like,
you have no time.
not a good use of my billable hours.
There you go. Exactly.
But there's also, if I've had to get my head around MailChimp, and I'm just like, oh God, something like you were saying, it's overwhelming. Every time there's a new thing that you've got to do to link in to promote yourself, I sit there thinking, I hate it. That's my initial reaction. I hate it. So for MailChimp, I said to Warren, I don't know how to use it. I've had a look. And it's just like, do you want to do an hour session on it? And I'm like, yes, please. So he does an hour's coaching on it. And I'm just like taking my little notes like a little school child. And I'm like, okay, I can do it now.
Yeah. And then now you're sending out newsletters. So that's excellent.
So yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Great. Well,
if you will ever, I will email you, Rachel. I would love to have you on the Smart Marketing Show.
That would be awesome.
And for those who are watching, maybe they already have your wallpaper by now. Because
no, it's not released yet.
No.
No.
On the internet forever. Maybe they found you in a Google search and they already have your wallpaper. But wouldn't that be cool? But for the people who are watching for the next few months, how do people find you on the internet? How do people connect with you?
How do people connect with me?
Where do you want them to go? Your website, LinkedIn?
Sorry, do you mean where do I want to go in the next few months?
No, where do you want people to go to connect you, to follow you online?
Do you know what? Sign up for my newsletter, because my newsletter is not just your, hey, look at this product. Every month I do, like the first one was this month, and it is why sustainable design. This coming month is about, because it's Easter time and everyone in the UK at Easter time repaints the house. So yeah, it's the springtime. So I've done an article on paint, the truth about paint, basically. So yeah. Oh, Warren's
at Rachel Fowler Interiors.com.
Rachel Fowler, interiors.com. There's lots of great blog posts here. And right at the bottom there, you can sign up for the newsletter.
Perfect.
And it's even data protective friendly. Well, that's a mouthful.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you very much for taking the time and chatting with us, Rachel.
No, it's fine. It's nice to actually speak to Bridget, not to see her face on Twitter or on her YouTube cast.
See, that's her real face.
Yeah, I only put mascara on.
You look nice.
Thank you.
I didn't put any mascara on. I'm sorry.
Are you sure about that, Warren?
Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay, then.
All right.
You have a good evening, Rachel, and I will check my emails because I'm sure, I've got some work to do.
All right, then. Nice to speak to you.
Yeah,
have a great evening.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Well, we'll
You
see
have
you
to-
here next week.
Yeah.
I hope. And yeah, it's bye from me,
Bye from me.
and it's bye from her. Bye.
Bye.